Coming off a disappointing loss, our guys have been resolved, refocused. The attitude around here has been fantastic. As I said before earlier, the previous two games, we kind of got in that last end of the game scenarios and we're able to pull the game out by executing, doing what we needed to do to get the victory. And we found ourselves on the other end of that, down at the 3-yard line, we throw a pick, some other things going on early in the game that, that precluded us from having some success and perhaps hanging on to the ball. So the great thing about this team with a lot of young players playing, there's enough senior leadership that can take the guys and embrace the guys. And, there's nobody pointing fingers. We're all just about how can we get better? Let's move on. There's still a lot to do with the goals and aspirations of where we are now, knowing that, we got to finish up strong. And we got a very physical Towson football team coming in here. So it's a home game. We've been road warriors for a little bit there, but now we get a home game and, get back to the normalcy of, what we do and how we do things. So it's been a great couple of days of preparation. Today is the first day of practice for the week that we had. We did something on Sunday and now we're doing something today. They had Monday off, their academic day, and plus fall break. Matter of fact, fall break was yesterday and today, so there's no classes. But there has some study halls and some things that these guys are doing to make sure they're on top of their academics as well. Yeah, Dave, Coach Samus is the offensive line coach, also our run game coordinator. I believe we're number one in the conference in rushing right now. And as you said, protecting the quarterback. This past game, I think Donovan Lester and Malachi Emo had Mike Emo was his cousin. Sorry. Malachi had averaged over 8 yards per carry. So the two of them and Bronson Yoder, I think, had over 6 yards of carry. So the three of them together utilizing an offensive line that has done a really, really good job opening holes, but also you got to give the three running backs credit too. They got special skills and talents. So it's a mindset. It's something that's been very productive for us. We need to clean up our third down percentages in terms of getting off the field. That was one of the issues. Some of the issues we've had in those difficult games is making the first and 10 a second and 10, and then the second and 10 a third and 7 or 8. You put yourself, you don't put yourself in a good position. But I did say early on that I thought our offensive line was the strength of this team. And, and it looks like it, thus far. But like I said, we're getting ready to play a really good, fast, physical team. And we'll see where we are after that. You don't have to say much, Brian. We're going to trust, we're going to hustle, and then we'll rest. Trust in the process of the plans that have been put together, for the staff to the players and how we're going to do things. We're going to hustle. We know that effort takes care of a lot of things, and then we'll rest in terms of, when it's time to. So no one's pointing the finger at anybody. We all know things that can be corrected. Each man has to do their job, not trying to steal any phrases from what you've heard before about do your job. I mean, it's literally that. And as I alluded to, the senior leadership has really taken hold of that. Every freshman has a big brother. We just don't have captains as well. We have a leadership council that's represented by different position groups. So when the group talks about even when you're making a mistake, the best thing that you can do as a leader is say, "Hey, that's my fault. I'll do better." Then you acknowledge that. So we have a group of guys that are in leadership positions, but also understand that if their play wasn't up to par, then they got to improve. So when you have a culture that we're trying to build that talks about that, the next game up mentality or the next opponent, doesn't matter who it is, it's let's take care of us and let the chips fall where they may. Coach Ambrose has done a really good job of identifying who his team is. They're a run the ball downfield, down your throat, team. They are direct downhill runners. They got big offensive linemen. You look at them across the board. I think there's 360 and over 300 pounders. So they make no bones about their identity is to run the ball, control the clock, let their defense get on the field, run around, make plays, and then again offensively just kind of bludgeon you, just kind of power schemes. The whole pistol scheme where the running back's right behind the quarterback. So quarterback opens up and it's a direct dive downhill. So the D-line are going to have to engage with their big guys, and then got to get off the blocks to make tackles. So they've done a really good job of their putting their identity in their running game and being physical. And so that's something that we're going to have to make sure that we shore up ourselves. But, they're a 3-4 defense sort of, and we are a 3-4 defense. So, we're going to do some things to help us to minimize, such a prolific running game that they have.